Hi guys, welcome to Insight SSB YouTube channel. So today we are here with a very important thing, and that is preparing for CDS examination in 35 days. Now, as I get a question that is it possible to clear UPSC level examination in the last minute preparation or not? So, just giving a brief introduction about myself, I'm Vashali and I have cleared the CDS examination as well as IFCAT examination 5 times in a row, and not only cleared the written but also qualified SSB, and I have All India rank of 26 in CDS 2 2018. Now, coming to the main point that is it possible to clear or not? I will tell you one thing that you are watching this video just because you're a person who believes in last minute preparation, who didn't have time, or maybe even if you had time, you didn't plan your preparation well. There are two type of people in life or two type of races that happen in due course of life. That is the marathon and the sprint or the short race. Now, there are winners in both, be it marathon or be it your sprint race. But the question that comes into the role play कि winners हर जगह से आते हैं, लेकिन the thing is that strategy to prepare changes completely. The people who are running a marathon, who have been preparing since last 5 to 6 months, had good enough time and prepared well. But when we talk about people who are preparing in one last month, do we have this much time that we study a lot, we revise a lot, we do a lot of test series? Is it possible? Or we need to strategize in a different way? The people who were in marathon started slow but gained a pace at the end. But you have to start with a good pace right away in the starting. Because if you don't catch the speed, other people will go ahead of you and become the winners. And you will be amongst that crowd who couldn't clear the examination. Where in the previous attempt, that is Series 2 2020, my students made it through the examination by studying in last just 25 days with the crash course that we had. Why not you? You too can do it. How you have to do is you have to strategize the preparation. Last time the crash course was just on the app, but I will share the information that how will you clear the examination, how will you get good marks, how will you strategize your preparation for CDS 1 2021 in just last 35 days, or we can say 1 month period. Now we will think about what strategy we need to have to clear the CDS GS sectional cutoff in last 35 days. You know that the marks that have been this year, that is the cutoff marks, were near about 100. Gone are those days. During my time, it used to be 75, 76. Gone are those days when the marks were just 75, 76. Now the marks are 100. Paper is getting comparatively easier, and so is the cutoff increasing. Now you need to strategize in a way that you focus on the areas that are easy and gain marks from there instead of doing PhD in subjects and not clearing the examination. Okay? The question that have been asked a lot is how many hours to study in these last 35 days? We will deal with it with a proper timetable and with a proper strategy. And then comes a question that right now we need to work smart or work hard. It is a sprint race right now, not a marathon. So, of course, if it would have been a marathon, we would have gone for the hard work. But now it's a sprint and we need to work very smart. Let's see how to do it. Let's dive into the video to understand what should be the strategy, how to deal with the syllabus, how to get that, minimum 20 marks जो बच्चों के आ ही नहीं पाते हैं इन जीएस एंड उसकी वजह से पूरा एग्जामिनेशन उनका क्लियर ही नहीं हो पाता है. So GS is the main deal when it comes to UPSC CDS examination. Everybody can score well in English. People get even 70 marks in English, but they cannot even get 20 marks in the GS, because of which they're not able to clear the exam. Total, you need at least 100 marks now to clear the examination, and you need to divide it properly in between English and GS. In GS as well, you need to divide it properly according to which all subjects you are good at. So now we'll follow the proper plan. Let's see how to do it. Now, the question that you'll ask me for the first is that which book shall we study? Should it be Pathfinder, or I should go for Lakshmikant, or I should go for 6th to 12th NCRTs? First thing I would like to say is that you just ask the books which we need to read directly instead of going and seeping in through that what is the syllabus for the examination and what comes in the examination. If I talk about NCRTs, same is being read by the people who are preparing for UPSC civil services, same is being read by people who are preparing for various other examination, be it their boards or be it any XYZ exam. But the strategy to study these books completely change according to which examination are you preparing for. So the first thing that we need to know is that what comes in exam and then ask me what book is to be read. Do you know that 40% of the syllabus fetches 80% marks? And if we account 20% of syllabus leads to 60% marks. Do you know this? If you would have known this, you would have been the topper, not only in your school, college, but even in the examination. And toppers know just this thing. And as I have been through one of these examination, I've been the topper in one of the examination. I have cracked this part that which is that area which comes in the examination, and that is what I share with my students, and they also get through the examination with flying colors. Now, the next thing that I'll ask you is that you got to know about that syllabus that is important, that 40% major chunk that you have to read. Will just studying that help you? As we know that we have long term and short term memories, right? And right now, what we are looking for is short term memory because long term memory takes a lot of time. It needs at least 6 month proper revision. But now we are preparing on a very short term basis. We are not looking for the memory of that subject. Instead, we are looking for that we remember it for at least 1 month so that we can reciprocate the same in examination, right? I guess this is what we are looking for. So we need to see that just studying won't help us. Instead, studying it properly, then revising it properly so that we can remember it at least for 1 month, right? We cannot prepare a good memory of 1 year by just studying a subject for a month. So we need to make sure that even if we are preparing a short term memory, it stays up till the examination so that we can properly give the exam in February by remembering the points, whatever we read. Okay. So, will just studying help? No, only studying will not help. There is a proper requirement of revision along with studying because you can remember only those things which you have revised at least 2, 3 times. And do you think in 1 month we have time to study, to revise, to do questions as told by people? The first thing that comes into role is subject planning. Now, as we know that in GS we have sectional cutoff of 20 marks, but nowhere it is present that you need to score individually in all of these subjects. It means it is now in our hands to understand that which subject we need to prepare well, what are our strengths. This is our work. According to our strengths, we will decide that which subjects we should do. Because, of course, if we had 5 months, we would have covered each and everything very, very properly. But right now, we have limited time. So, we need to segregate according to our expertise. For example, if you're a person who has graduated in science, you have a very, very good luck in CDS exam because science is one of the section that is easiest as well as like it comes till the level of 10th. Usually few questions also come from 11th and 12th, but we don't have to do PhD in a subject nor we have to get 100% marks in each every subject. We need to make sure that we can at least score 50 to 60% marks in each subject. Then also we can clear the cutoff with very, very high marks. We can be the toppers, right? So when we talk about science, we need to just make sure that we do the necessary areas. For example, in science, every time there is a question that is related to vitamins, there are questions that are related to diseases, there are questions that are related to certain animal kingdom, right? But you guys don't follow it out. You don't know that you have to do just that part. Now it is your work to segregate what is to be done. But first we'll plan which subjects we need to do and which subjects we need to omit. As a science graduate, you will do science. Along with that, you have to fetch out any 2, 3 subjects. Because what happens to me is that I get a call from students and they say that, ma'am, I have done geography and polity. Will I be able to clear serious examination? Now, how can I answer that question of yours? I don't know what sources you went through. Of course, everybody reads, but do you remember it? Secondly, if you have done just the NCRTs for the geography, it is of no use because the areas that you have done and the question coming out of those is only two or three. That is from the NCRTs, and the maximum question are map based and are relatable to what is happening currently in the news and is based completely on that, I don't think you have a chance of clearing the examination. Though you read geography very well, but you didn't read the paper exactly. You didn't know what to do. Same is the case with polity. Students complete NCRT and then they say that I have done polity very nicely. But let me tell you one thing, the polity that is present in NCRTs are very, very basic. Even in 11th and 12th, they have very basic books of polity. The major section that is covered in the polity is the background of political organizations and international relations. There are hardly two books that are related to Indian constitution and just deal about equality, liberty, and the questions that come in examination are handful and they are related to assertion reasoning based questions. The information is present in Lakshmikant, and that is book of almost 500 pages. So now the thing is that from where you read it, that is what matters, okay? And which topics you have covered, whatever you have covered, is it relatable to exam? Will it come in the examination? That is what matters. So first we'll do the subject planning, in which if you're a science graduate, you will do science, and along with this, you can pick out any two or three subjects and do it very minutely, like what comes in exam, because we have 1 month, we have to be very sure that we'll be just doing those areas that come. For example, president, it's always there in polity paper. Then fundamental rights are there always. The same way I told you about the science as well. So we have to find out these two, three subjects, and we need to omit those subjects we don't know at all. For example, economics. It is very dicey what comes in economics paper. So economics paper is very dicey. Why is it dicey? The thing is that they sometimes ask for completely the microeconomics, sometimes completely macro, and hardly. Sometimes we have even seen just 5 questions out of economics, and sometimes it has been hardly 6 to 7 questions. So will you just go for economics? You will go and read, and when you see that cost benefit ratio that you are getting, you are a science graduate, you are preparing your economics very well, and finally you can hardly see 5 6 question. Out of those also you can hardly do 2 question, and you wasted your 1 month behind economics. So this is how you need to plan smart. You need to plan the subject first. Now we will prepare an exam in 3 stages. The thing is that we got to know that which subject we need to do, because finally we have to get at least 60% question right, not even 100%, because we don't need to do PhD in that particular subject, right? So hardly we have to get 60% questions right in the subjects that we are reading. Okay. And still, even after doing 3 4 subjects and in that gaining 60% marks, you can easily score 40 plus marks. Getting it? Now, the thing is, either you keep studying for 35 days abruptly, keep studying whatever you wish like. Or the second option that you have is that you give 1 to 2 days of yours and find out what is to be read. Now, 1 day study that won't comes in examination instead of studying for the examination. Okay. So 1 day हम लोग decide करेंगे कि हमें पढ़ना क्या क्या है. अब हमने subject decide कर लिए हैं that being a science graduate or arts graduate, I will omit, if I'm an arts graduate, I will omit the science completely because I may not know things, but maybe I'll be able to understand a little bit of economics. And I can, of course, cover up my history, polity, geography with a little bit of current affairs. Okay. So 1 day we have decided that let's sit down, let's check the previous year papers. Now, previous year papers are the best guide. You will go and check out that which are those areas. For example, I told you recently that what comes in biology for sure, what comes in polity for sure. In the same way, there are areas that come from current for sure. Okay. And that we are covering already in the videos that are being published for CDS 1 2021. Right. So there is this current affairs series that you can watch. Also watch CDS 2 2020 current affairs series as well. The reason for the same is that there are certain months that are overlapping. So for those months, you need to even watch CDS 2 2020 as well as CDS 1 2021. So now what you will do is that you will sit and analyze previous year papers. In that you will find out that okay, these are the topics in the my subject that I need to completely do in a good manner so that I can easily score well. ठीक है. Now you found out what topics you have to do in 2 days. तो आपके जो 35 days हैं, अभी तो 35 से भी ज्यादा days are left, right? So out of these, even if 2 days are gone, you are still left with 33 days. Okay. In these 33 days, now accordingly, you have the segregated books. Everybody knows that we have to read Lakshmikant, we have to read, NCRTs, we have to read maps. We have to read other areas as well. Okay, now we will segregate all the books, and in those books, we won't read those 500 pages, not at all. We will just cover those topics that are important. We will study smart here. We will tick mark on president, we'll tick mark on disease chapter, whatever chapters that we have to do. And finally, we will sit down with those books and cover those topics properly. Once done with covering those topics properly, do you feel that you'll remember everything that you have read? No, not possible. This is a human brain. Whatever you have read once, you can remember it only for a short term memory, that is hardly 2 to 3 days. Now, to fix it in proper memory, as I told, you have to do revision. And now, how you have to do revision is based upon a method that is known as spaced revisions. Now, what is this spaced revision? Spaced revision basically means that you have to analyze what comes in the examination and accordingly give 2 days in between for the first revision, then at least a week for the second revision. Okay, this is the way you'll do. And finally, not only these revisions will help you, then you have to attempt the questions for the same. Okay, because questions jab tak aap attempt nahi karenge, you will not get to know what kind of questions come. For example, in FCAT exam, only one liner questions come. Okay, there is no use to study that how is a president removed, what exactly is the method, what is the quorum required. You don't need to know all of it. You just need to know the number of seats, you need to know the president's age, etc., etc. Basic information. When you're reading for CDS, you need to make sure that you know all of this because they ask assertion reasoning based questions. Okay, so we need to study exam first, then we need to segregate the topics in the book, then we need to revise and again solve questions for the same. This will be the strategy for 35 days. Now I'll share a proper timetable with you that we have for our crash course so that it may help you, because this strategy that I've told you, I have already planned it for the crash course students that are available on Insight SSB app, and that crash course is starting on 1st of January. Okay, so let us deal with the timetable first. So the timetable will be something like this, that these are the days on which the tests will be done in our crash course. Now you will keep this as your test. You can segregate certain tests for yourself out of the material that is available online, or maybe you have certain books, right? So what you will do is that firstly you will start studying a subject. Okay, start with studying the subject. Now, when we talk about studying a subject, it simply means that the topics that we have segregated, we will list down all of those topics, major topics, be it from ancient, modern, and medieval, and we will start studying all of those properly. Now, for example, on day one, I read something. On second day, I will learn a new topic as well as revise what I read a day before. Okay, so first revision of the topic will be done exactly on the second day. Once I'm done with all of this, now on the day of attempting the test for the sectional part, that is just history, what will I do is that I will revise everything on 8th of January. For example, I have to give test on 9th Jan. I have to make sure that by 8th Jan I complete whole syllabus, and one revision was done exactly on the next day. Now on 8th Jan I will do full revision. After completing the full revision, this will be my second revision if I see of every topic. Okay, once done with this, on 9th Jan I will give the test. Now this will help me in remembering everything very well. I did only important topics. Okay, I just omitted out unimportant topics. I didn't do it because there are chances that it may come in exam, but not a short chance. But certain topics are there that will come for sure, and I just did that. I did only 40% of that important syllabus, right? And out of that 40%, I made sure that I do proper revision so that if this question is going to come, because these areas will come in exam, I will remember them properly. And I even attempted the questions related to same so that I know what is the pattern of exam. Now, when I talk about which questions you will do on 9th of Jan, the question will be the previous year papers or some very good coaching center from where you can do it. Even you can go and attend Insight SSB's test series, because how will it help you is that we have very specific questions that come in examination. उसी topic से हैं, जो कि एग्जाम में आते हैं, you will not find any useless questions. Even you'll find that in CAPF exam that happened this time, our test series shared almost 10 questions out of it, even though we just completed only 5 tests till then. So that is the accuracy that Insight SSB holds. Okay. So this way we have done at least 2 to 3 revisions, right? Till the test that we have given. So the same way we will follow out all the important sections, okay, leaving whichever area we don't want to do. Fine. So once we are done with all of it, then we will move towards full length tests. Now, this will be the time when you'll not be reading things. What mistake you do is that during the end period, during the last 1 week, you pick up books and you start reading. No, not that way. What you have to do is that whenever you gave test previously, okay, आप उन्हें एनालाइज करेंगे. जैसे आपने अगर 9 जनवरी का टेस्ट दिया है, उस दिन आप एनालाइज करेंगे इस चीज को कि आप में गलतियां क्या रही हैं. उनको आप एनालाइज करने के बाद अब आप ये देखेंगे कि ओके, these sections were wrong. आप उनको जाके उन सेक्शंस के इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स को नोट डाउन कर लेंगे द डे यू गिव द टेस्ट. नाउ ड्यूरिंग द फुल लेंथ टेस्ट आप सिर्फ इन एरियाज को रिवाइज करोगे, क्योंकि ये आपके कौन से हैं, वीक एरियाज. वीक एरियाज कैसे हैं आपके, बिकॉज इवन आफ्टर रिविजन यू डोंट रिमेंबर इट. ओके. नाउ ड्यूरिंग फुल लेंथ टेस्ट आप सिर्फ इन जो पुराने टेस्ट है और उसके एनालिसिस पे बेस्ड आपने जो 2-3 पेजेस बनाए हैं, आप 200 पेज के नोट्स बनाओगे, कोई यूटिलिटी नहीं होगी, आखिर में रिवाइज नहीं कर पाओगे. दिस इज द ओनली वे टू मेक नोट्स, दैट इज टेस्ट देने के बाद कौन से सेक्शन आपको अच्छे से नहीं आते हैं उसके 2-3 पेजेस बना लो. दैट इज इट. और ड्यूरिंग फुल लेंथ टेस्ट आप उसको रिवाइज करो अच्छे से, और फिर आप लगातार टेस्ट देना शुरू करो, रेगुलरली 1 टेस्ट, फुल लेंथ टेस्ट. इससे क्या होगा, आपकी प्रैक्टिस हो जाएगी. प्रैक्टिस के साथ साथ आपको ये पता चल जाएगा कि आपकी एक्यूरेसी क्या है. कुछ स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं जो कि हमारे कोर्सेज के अंदर होते हैं, दैट आर एबल टू डू 50 क्वेश्चंस कंप्लीटली राइट. ओके. सो ये जो अगर 50 क्वेश्चन बच्चे करते हैं, इनमें से इनके 45 क्वेश्चन सही होते हैं, और इस वजह से दे आर एबल टू इजीली स्कोर 30 to 40 मार्क्स इन देयर जीएस. कुछ स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं जिनकी एक्यूरेसी बहुत खराब होती है, 50 क्वेश्चन करने के बाद भी वो बच्चे जो हैं दे स्कोर वेरी वेरी लो, बिकॉज उनमें से 20 क्वेश्चन तो गलत कर लेते हैं. 20 क्वेश्चन गलत करना मतलब 30 क्वेश्चन आपने सही करे, जिसको आप 0.8 से मल्टीप्लाई करोगे, और उसमें से फिर इन 20 क्वेश्चन के आप नेगेटिव हटाओगे. सो आप ये देखिए दैट यू आर नॉट इवन एबल टू क्रॉस ए सेक्शनल कट ऑफ. ठीक है. सो अब फुल लेंथ टेस्ट के थ्रू आपको रिवीजन भी मिलेगी, उसके साथ साथ आपको ये पता चलेगा कि व्हाट इज द एक्यूरेसी, व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज दैट नंबर यू नीड टू डू. आप फर्स्ट वाले पेपर में ट्राई करोगे आप 50 क्वेश्चन करो, दूसरे में आप ट्राई करोगे कि मैं 80 क्वेश्चन करके देखता हूँ. आपको आइडिया मिल जाएगा कि इसमें मेरे अच्छे नंबर बन रहे हैं, इसमें मेरे 30 बन रहे हैं, लेकिन अगर मैं 80 कर रहा हूँ तो उसमें क्या हो रहा है कि मेरे जो पिछले वाले क्वेश्चन थे वो गलत हो गए हैं, और उस रीजन की वजह से मेरे जो ड्रॉप है, मार्क्स ड्रॉप हो गए हैं, दैट इज 25 मार्क्स ही बन रहे हैं. ठीक है. सो इससे आपको एक पेपर एनालिसिस मिलेगा, यू विल गेट एन आइडिया कि ओके, फाइनल डे पे बैठ के मैं ये नहीं सोचूंगा एग्जाम में कि मुझे इसमें 50 क्वेश्चन अटेम्प्ट करने हैं, 60 करने हैं कि 80 करने हैं, या मैं 120 से 120 क्वेश्चन करके आऊं अटेम्प्ट. ठीक है. So this is the way you need to follow and strategize your preparation. I hope I have made it very, very clear for you that how will you design your preparation in 35 days, because you are not left with a lot of time. You are left with very, very less time, and this is the way you should ideally prepare for this examination. If I would have been at your place, this is the way I would have cracked the examination within 35 days. I've shared the whole strategy with you. And if still you want any help from Insight SSB, I am giving you an opportunity to join us on Insight SSB app. The link for the same will be down in the description box. If you are failing in GS and you don't know what is to be read, I will just suggest you one thing, that follow the strategy that I've shared with you. Still, if you are unable to find that which sections you need to do, you need any personalized help, you want that test series, you want that sectional test, you want those magazine for current affairs, I will suggest you to go for the CDS 12021 35 days crash course. I assure you that you can easily gain 30 to 40 marks even during the end time, when students are even unable to score 20 plus marks. Okay. So this will be the time when I'll make sure that these will be your tests, and whatever videos will be provided before this, you have to complete it on regular revision days. Aapko day 1 day 2 ke according crash course mein you will get each and every content. Okay. And immediately after that you will have these tests, और सिर्फ टेस्ट नहीं, उसके बाद आपका उसका लाइव सेशन होगा. नाउ हाउ विल दीज लाइव सेशंस हेल्प, ये आपकी टेस्ट डेट्स हैं और ये आपकी लाइव सेशन डेट्स हैं. लाइव सेशन हाउ विल इट हेल्प इज दैट इट विल हेल्प यू टू एनालाइज, मैंने आपको बताया कि एनालाइज करना कि कौन से सेक्शंस हमारे वीक हैं, क्या हमें पढ़ने की जरूरत है, कैसे क्वेश्चन को अटेम्प्ट करना है, बिकॉज यूपीएससी में आर्ट ऑफ अटेम्प्टिंग क्वेश्चन इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। तो आर्ट ऑफ अटेम्प्टिंग क्वेश्चंस विल बी टेकन केयर ऑफ इन द लाइव सेशंस। ये आपके इन इन डेट्स को होंगे अकॉर्डिंगली, ठीक है। सो वंस डन विद दिस, उसके बाद हम आपके लेंगे फुल लेंथ टेस्ट्स। ओके, सो दिस विल हेल्प यू इन ओवरऑल प्रिपरेशन। ऑल्सो विद दिस यू विल गेट करंट अफेयर्स मैगजीन्स, ठीक है, जितनी भी इंपॉर्टेंट है आपको जो भी करना है। अब मुझसे लोग ये भी पूछते हैं दैट मैम which all magazines I need to do, which all months I need to cover। मैं आपको एक सिंपल सी बात बता देती हूँ, अगर आपका अभी जनवरी में एग्जाम है या फेब में एग्जाम है, जो हमारा यूजुअली सीडीएस का फर्स्ट पार्ट होता है, हमेशा हमें टोटल 6 मंथ्स अच्छे से करने होते हैं। लास्ट के जो मंथ्स होते हैं दैट इज अक्टूबर, नवंबर और दिसंबर, ये सबसे मेजर मंथ्स होते हैं, यहां से मैक्सिमम नंबर ऑफ करंट अफेयर्स एग्जाम में पूछी जाती हैं। ओके, तो पहली बात तो आप जितनी भी हमारी यूट्यूब की सीरीज है सीडीएस की करंट अफेयर से रिलेटेड, उसमें से आप एक भी वीडियो नहीं छोड़ेंगे। उसमें से आई कैन अश्योर यू एटलीस्ट आपके 50 to 60% क्वेश्चन करंट अफेयर्स के बिल्कुल सही हो जाएंगे। एंड इफ यू वांट कि आप और भी अच्छे से परफॉर्म करें, तो आपके पास 2-3 ऑप्शंस हैं। either you go for complete this crash course, okay, if you feel that you've prepared subjects well, then आपके पास second opportunity है कि आप सीधा टेस्ट सीरीज को ज्वाइन कर लें। ओके, टेस्ट सीरीज में आपको क्या होगा, टेस्ट मिल जाएंगे, लाइव सेशन मिल जाएंगे, it will be of a great help to you। and the last option that you have is that you can even go for the करंट अफेयर्स की जो आपकी मैगजीन्स है वो हम अलग से डाल देंगे, यू कैन इवन गो फॉर दोस। सो दिस इज द वे यू विल प्रॉपरली स्ट्रेटेजाइज योर प्रिपरेशन, एंड आई एम वेरी वेरी श्योर दिस इज अ टेस्टेड मेथड बाय माय ओन सेल्फ। This is the reason I was able to score All India rank 26 during the time of my college itself. I started preparing and hardly prepared for 2 months in the last, because that time I even had college examinations, right? So this is a proven and tested strategy of my own, and I have shared it completely with you. Usually toppers don't share their strategy, but I wanted my students to do well in the examination, and that is the reason why Insight SSB exists. So I am very sure follow this strategy and you will make it through the list. All the very best, my dear Insight SSB family. I'm very sure that you will make it to the list. You will make me proud, and just follow and strategize your hard work. That is all I want you to do. Also share this video amongst the friends that you have, so that they can also get a help out of this video. Also make sure that you like and share this video with as many friends as possible, so that they too get a help out of this video. Do comment in the comment section if you still have any doubts. I'll make sure that I clear each and every doubt that you pertain. All the best, guys. Take care. Bye bye. Have a nice day.